Rugrats, Be Brave Chuckie by Kitty Richards. One day the babies were playing in Tommy's backyard. Suddenly, Chuckie heard a noise. "What's that?" he whispered. "What's what?" Tommy asked his friend. "That noise!" shouted Chuckie, running into the house. "That Finster is such a baby," said Angelica. "Imagine being scared of the ice cream truck." Chuckie didn't mean to be such a scaredy cat. He really wanted to be brave like Tommy, but everything scared him. And when he was scared, his knees would knock, his hands would shake, and his stomach would start to do flip-flops. It wasn't much fun. The next day, Chuckie and Tommy were building a sandcastle in Chuckie's sandbox. Suddenly, Chuckie heard a noise. "What's that?" Chuckie asked nervously. "I don't know," said Tommy. He kept digging. Chuckie listened again. Whatever was making the noise was coming closer and closer. Chuckie's knees started to knock, his hands began to shake, and his stomach started to do flip-flops. Because coming towards them was a tiger. Chuckie screamed, "Ah!" His dad, Chaz, ran outside. "What's wrong?" he asked as he looked around. "Be brave, Chuckie," said Chaz. "There's no need to be scared. Take a deep breath and take a second to look." Chuckie did, and when he opened his eyes, what did he see? Not a tiger, but a little kitten. The kitten was so cute that Chuckie and Chaz decided to keep it. "We'll call him Tiger," said Chaz. They went to the pet store to get some food for Tiger. In the store, there were mice running on wheels. There was a colorful parrot squeaking away. There were frogs, lizards, hamsters, rabbits, and a shark. Chuckie's knees started to knock. His hands began to shake. His stomach started to do flip-flops. And then he screamed, "Ah!" "Be brave, Chuckie," Chaz said. "Remember what I told you. There's no need to be scared. Take a deep breath and take a second look." Chuckie did. And when he opened his eyes, what did he see? Not a shark, but a funny little guppy. So, Chuckie and his dad left the store with a bag of cat food and a guppy in a bowl. They named him Jaws. Chuckie and Chaz walked back to their car. Just then, Chuckie felt a tap on his shoulder. He spun around to see who it was, and Chuckie's knees started to knock. His hands began to shake. His stomach started to do flip-flops because it was a monster! A really scary monster! "Hello, little boy," it said. "Eek!" shrieked Chuckie. "Be brave, Chuckie," Chaz said. "There's no need to be scared. Take a deep breath and take a second look." Chuckie did, and when he opened his eyes, what did he see? Not a scary monster, but a man in a furry bunny costume. He even gave Chuckie a balloon. A couple of days later, Chuckie was at the playground with Phil and Lil. "Let's go on the slide," shouted Phil. "Me first," shouted Lil. "Your turn, Chuckie," they yelled when they reached the bottom. But when Chuckie looked down, his knees started to knock. He was high up on a giant slide. Chuckie froze. Then he heard Chaz's voice. "Be brave, Chuckie," Chaz said. "Remember, there's no need to be scared. Take a deep breath and take a second look." Chuckie did. And when he opened his eyes, what did he see? Not a giant slide, but a kiddie slide. This was easy. That Saturday was a scorcher. Chuckie and his dad headed to the swimming pool. Chuckie stared out at the pool of water. It was so big. Too big. His knees started to knock, his hands began to shake, his stomach started to do flip-flops. Then he remembered what his dad always said. Chuckie closed his eyes, he took a deep breath, and he took a second look. But this time, the pool was still big and scary. Suddenly, Chuckie heard someone ask, "Can you help me?" Chuckie looked up. The little boy was standing by the pool. "I'm scared to jump in by myself," he said to Chuckie. "Will you come with me?" Chuckie walked over to the boy. He looked down at the water and took a deep breath. The water seemed so far down. It made him feel a little dizzy. "Well, I'll go get my daddy," Chuckie said. But the boy grabbed his hand. "Please don't leave me," he said. The boy's knees were knocking and his hands were shaking, and Chuckie was pretty sure his stomach was doing flip-flops too. What was Chuckie going to do? Chuckie knew what he had to do. He took a deep breath and grabbed the boy's hands. "1, 2, 3, cried Chuckie, and the boys jumped into the pool. "You're brave," said the kid. Chuckie grinned. "I guess I am kind of brave," he said.